I don't know how I'm going to do this since my coffee is almost finished. It was not a big dose to begin with.
I think it's enough for you, you know. Too much of good something is not good, you know.
Exactly. That's why you should should see me less and less.
What beans are we?
It's El Salvador.
I should see you what?
Less and less.
Nigga, fuck out of here.
Confidence, my friend. How are you?
So what are we having today? You made the coffee today.
We're having El Salvador. I like cold, but it's not my favorite. I like
your favorite?
hot coffee more than cold.
But the season we're in, you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Don't forget to stay hydrated, guys, and get yourself your straw tumbler.
That was the wrong thing to show.
And get your straw tumbler in coffee, honey. The promotion is still going on.
Yes.
Use the diverse Brew code
Yes.
to get your
Discount. How are you?
You see, bro, how busy I've been lately.
Honestly.
Yeah, like really.
I was
really
talking
busy.
to Nissan earlier. She says, I don't know where he disappears. Like, 1 minute he's here, I just turn, I look back, he's not there. You know?
Yeah.
So, other than that, when are you going to become rich?
Rich?
Yes.
I'm already rich in
You
the
are...
Lord.
No. Look, there is this, I always believe you and Charles.
Bro,
they
can
are
you
like,
stop mentioning this, man?
You are rich, but you
What?
don't want to tell me. And you've just been examining me, like testing me, how good a friend I am.
One day I'll write you a check of 1 million.
You see? And like, I genuinely believe that one day you'll be like, bro, you know what?
You've been a loyal
You've
friend.
been a loyal friend. Let me take you up with me. And I'll be like, I've been waiting.
It reminds me when we were growing up, you would think, maybe my parents are rich. They are just testing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still believe, as a matter of fact, my father is rich,
Yeah.
but he's waiting for me to be ready to take over the empire.
Take over the empire.
Yeah.
So what brings us here today?
I don't know. The podcast? So, bro, can I tell you something? I was just watching some stupid reels, and one reel popped up. I believe that it's not related to what you have in mind, but it popped up, and I'm like, the fuck is wrong with people? A woman was talking about how much her husband paid her to give the second child.
Okay.
And I'm like, nigga, what? You see?
Rena, are you taking notes?
Look,
Rena,
it's just wrong.
why?
I mean, you don't want to have it, don't. Like, you don't want to have a second child, don't. Are you this kind of people that, you know what, it is my body, I can do whatever I want to do with it, be it.
Yeah.
But to get paid from your husband to give another child? I'm like, the fuck?
What's wrong?
I hope you're just joking.
What do you mean?
I hope you're joking, because if you don't see what's wrong in there, there is like a major issue, you know? Because, I don't know. Okay, what if the husband is like, how much are you going to pay me to plant that child?
It doesn't work that way, man.
It works that way.
It's never worked that way.
I don't know.
You see, there are some things unsaid rules, you know. It is what it is. Just like how with women, your money is for the family, for all of you, but her own money is for herself. When she feels like she wants to contribute, she can contribute.
Yes.
You see, you can't budget looking into a pocket and saying, okay, like this is going to chip in, you know.
Yes.
You see?
And I agree with that.
This brings us to today's topic, you know.
What is it?
Communication, you know.
Communication.
Yes.
Look,
Now,
it is very important, by the way.
yeah,
Not on that aspect, on every aspect.
yes, on every aspect. But I want us to hit it from this aspect because
Hammer it.
at the end of the day, we're still gonna come back to it.
Yes.
As-
Can I give you credit?
Yes.
You are one of the best communicating friends that I have, that I've ever had. I swear to God, like genuinely speaking, one of my best communicating friends. The fact that if I'm mad or if I'm sad or if I'm like anything with you, not with somebody else, I can always come to you and tell you, look, here's the thing. There is like 1, 2, 3 I'm not okay with. And you'd be like, okay, you'd listen. You see? And I'm going to give myself some credit. I do that as well. With specific individuals. One of them is you. Gay? Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Why am I gay?
Why are you admitting on camera?
I hope my mom's not watching.
You
So-
see, bro, you know me for a long time. You know, sometimes reaching me might be difficult.
Yes.
You know,
On the phone, yes.
on the phone. You know, but when it's that time, because sometimes, bro, you need time. You know, no matter how much you call, no matter how much you look for me, I will not be available. You know, I've had this with a lot of problems. I've had this with my bosses as well. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
but it is the way it is, man. You know, sometimes you just have to put that.
I mean, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you
You
have
to disappear.
You don't have to be available 24/7, bro. Am I a call center or something? You
Right.
know? You see, so there's times when you just need to be like time by yourself. It doesn't mean you are busy because when people always expect you to give the excuse that I'm busy. No, I'm not busy. I'm just having time
For myself.
for myself.
Yes.
You see,
I'm busy.
sleeping.
I'm busy doing nothing.
Yeah, I'm busy doing nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me time. It's really important. Anyways,
On that note, it's like when you are not communicating, it brings me to this idea. Sometimes to know when to shut up, that's also a kind of communication.
bro, this is
something I've had an issue with. It's like, you have the right to remain silent. Yes, but not the ability. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I have to say what I have inside.
And sometimes when you have an argument with someone and you go home and you think of that, you replay the
That
conversation.
scenario.
You'll be like, I should have said this.
Yeah. Under the shower. I'm like, why didn't I say that?
Why didn't I say that?
I could have won the argument.
They won the argument, you know. But I've noticed sometimes it's not about winning the
No.
argument, you know. There's one quote that I say that silence means a lot of nothing. Is it? No, sorry. What's that quote?
I mean, we have something similar, not similar, close in Arabic. We say, if talking is silver, silence is gold.
That's cool. That's a great quote, you know.
It's profound shit.
Because every time when you talk, do you know there are some people, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Before you meet them in person, you'll be like, hey, I want to be like this guy. I want to see this guy. You know, this guy seems cool.
Yeah.
You know, I want to do business with this guy. I want to be associated with this person. But the moment they open their mouth, they'll be like, nope.
I have to, on that note as well, sometimes you see a 10 out of 10 looking girl.
Bro, I didn't want you to
No,
take
I'm going there. I cannot not go there. 10 out of 10 good looking girl. The way she looks, the way she walks, but not the way she talks. You want to tell her, look, man, just shut up. Stay there, just looking like a good piece of art in the corner, but just don't talk. I think I'm going to get attacked. They're going to hire a female assassin and just fucking shoot me in my ass.
you. So, as I said, I think listening is a more important skill
Yes.
than talking. Because there are some scenarios where you actually don't have the answer at that moment, where you need to really think about it.
Yeah.
But for the sake of, you might say the wrong thing, or you might say the problem with speaking, you can't take it back. Once it flies out of your mouth, it's done. You know of the
True.
scenarios. Maybe, for example, some nasty shit. That's why sometimes when I'm angry, I just try and keep quiet.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to say things that I might regret. No matter how much I say sorry, no matter how much that person forgives me.
It came out. That's it.
It came out. That's it. You know, I had the choice of saying it or shutting up.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes they're like, you need to dish it to them. No, bro, it's not always the case. You see?
I'm trying my best right now not to be sexist, but the sexist inside of me is coming out.
Sometimes
You're right.
Sometimes, just to save my time, just to save my resources, I'll just make you feel like you've won.
Yes.
You know, just so that my peace of mind.
Yes.
You know, because you know there is no end to this. You know,
Sometimes
that brings me to the point that I want to go to.
Yeah.
In most cases, women communicate for emotional connection.
Yeah.
In most cases, when they talk with you and all kind of this. But men, this is where the conflict comes. They are all solving problems when they are communicating.
Yes.
This is why you see there's always a clash, you know? Because most of the time, not all women, by the way, I'm just saying something that's been scientifically proven. And you've seen sometimes in families, yeah? The daughters are closer to the fathers, the boys
are closer to the
to
mother.
the mother. It's like a psychological warfare going in there, you know? You are not conscious that it's happening, but it is really, someone from outside the family can tell. But someone from inside the family, it's normal. This is how things are supposed to be, you know?
Yeah, like,
but in most cases, I think it's like this, you know?
What you mean, it's like girls talk to blow off some steam while guys talk to find a solution.
Yep.
What I wanted to say about you, like sometimes you talk, sometimes you like, you know what, let me stay quiet. I do that, but with selected individuals, and let me be more specific, selected sex group. Not,
Yeah.
I mean, with males and females. I'm willing to take the conversation or the argument further when it is a guy in front of me than it is a girl in front of me. Why? Because of the interpretation. We guys tend to listen to the word as it is. No hidden motives, no hidden agenda, no subliminal messages. As it is. I tell you, bro, I don't like your t-shirt. That's it. Simple fact. You're like, he doesn't like my t-shirt? Doesn't mean that he doesn't like me today? You made me coffee today. I told you, I don't like the coffee. What does he mean he doesn't like the coffee?
Exactly.
Bro, simple. I just don't like the bean. I don't like the coffee. When it comes to females, on the other hand, there is always hidden agenda. The other person is always trying to deliver a message. What is this message? No, bro, there is no message. Just
And
the words, as it is.
one thing also on that note.
On that note, I have a mother, I have 2 sisters, and I have 1 wife, and I love them all. But that's a reality. I've experienced with all this group.
With all this group of people.
Yeah.
And there's a thing that I've learned to adapt now, you know? When something is happening to you, it's like, why is this happening to me? You know? It's like a skill also.
Yeah.
Like, why is this happening to me? But when you change your mentality and like, what is this thing trying to teach me?
True.
You see? And if you start thinking this way, you'll move mountains, bros.
Definitely, bro.
You see? Because every time, the problem with people, they always want to defend their ego.
Denial.
Not denial, like, if I'm wrong or like this. Bro, failure is the greatest teacher.
Look, let's put this under the category of criticism. When I communicate with you, criticizing you, there is constructive and there is destructive.
Yeah.
But what you mean as well, or what I think you mean, if I criticize your way of doing a certain task, I might be
hating, maybe.
Let me be positive. I might be constructive. Like, I like you, bro. I really want you to succeed. That's why I'm telling you. I think you're doing it wrong. Let me tell you how to do it right.
But how
now
many?
It's up to you.
No, but
whether you're gonna take it in a positive or negative
On that
way.
note, how many people are really genuine, especially in today's
True, it's hard to find.
You see?
It's hard to find.
For
But-
example, me and you, we have no filter, we have no limit.
No.
Bro, you fucked up. That's it.
Look, I have kind of contradicting two sides of me because I always have this issue with my wife. My wife thinks that everyone is good until proven otherwise. I told her, no. Everyone is a piece of shit until proven otherwise.
Exactly. Yeah.
But at the same time, I try my best to take what I was told in a positive way. Shout out to Silas. I mentioned him in one of the episodes. Silas came to me and he told me, bro, everything you're doing is wrong in like work aspect. And I'm like, first thought, who the fuck are you to tell me everything is wrong? But when I took what he said and I applied it, no, I worked a lot of things in a positive way.
You solved a lot of things.
Yeah.
That was your stepping stone
It
to
was
the next
like,
level.
it was
Yeah.
a crazy stepping stone.
You see? So, as you were saying again, there is one video, I think I showed you. A guy is walking by, he sees a group of girls, 4 of them, they're all looking good.
I remembered it, yeah.
I showed you the video,
Yeah, about 4 of you should be models.
Should be models, yeah.
And they were like 5 or 6.
And no, there were 4 of them. Like
Yeah.
both of you, did she say that? All of you should be models. You all look great. And the women are like, who? And like, you should figure out. And the guy walks by and like, I've just started a civil war.
Exactly.
Let me show you. Can you play the video?
Let me try to find it.
Yo, y'all are like the prettiest girls I've seen out here tonight. Like 4 of y'all should be models.
4 of you should be models.
sure.
There were 5.
Yeah,
Which one?
y'all can figure that out. But started a civil war with those bitches.
That's something you will do.
I would do. But since I'm married, I cannot. So, yeah. Bro, look, we have a saying in Arabic again. Arabs, they were quite profound when it comes to stuff like this. We say you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you talk. Unfortunately, if a lot of Arabs use this in their day-to-day life,
Bro, why are you attacking people?
we wouldn't have half of the issues that we have right now. But still, it exists, that saying.
And the other thing that really pisses me off is people who say a lot, but the action is like 1%. The guy will like talk.
You know, sometimes there should be like a talking meter where it charges you per word.
Exactly.
You'd find
There
a lot
should
of
be.
people quiet. Honestly.
Bro, sometimes it really bothers me, but at the same time, it really shows me how men are built. Bro, you'll find guys hanging around, okay? Maybe 5 of them. The age group will start, maybe one guy is 16 years old
Yeah.
to 50, 60,
Yes.
80 years.
Yes,
The
yes,
guys will
yes.
be, and they will be, how can I say?
Chill.
Getting along.
Yeah.
You see, they're like, they'll be vibing. With women, it's
Like-
a bit difficult, man.
1 year older or younger, that's it. That's the, what do they call it? Margin they have in there.
And then there's another one that I saw whereby the guys.
It might sound like we're hating on girls, but I think that's just a reality.
What?
It looks like you and I were hating
No,
on
no,
girls.
we're not hating. I'm just trying to. We're just trying to
You know
bring out
this-
something that's.
You know this. Now it's like I brought it back to what we were talking about. There is a video. A guy came to his wife and he said, "My friend Mark is getting married," and she's like, "Oh my God, when?" And he was like, "I don't really know. He just told me that he's getting married." "Who's the girl?" He said, "I don't know. He just told me that he's getting married." "How did he propose?" He said, "I don't know. He just got married." So for us, that's it. He's getting married. That's the whole idea.
Who is getting it doesn't concern.
How
us.
did he propose? To whom? When? How? Doesn't matter for us. Am I invited? I might show up. And that's it. And I hate to say it. For me, wedding is just, I enter, I say hi, and like, congratulations, I drop
You don't
whatever
stay
I...
there to dance?
No, I'm not a dancer. Unfortunately, I'm not. I drop whatever envelope I have to drop, and that's it. Did I show up? Yes. Are they going to see traces of my presence in there? Yes, that's all I care about. Because, I'm not a social guy. I'm not an introvert. I'm not an extrovert.
What are you?
Pervert.
You know, these jokes might cost you a lot.
I mean, that's just the reality. Look, every male is a pervert, but it's up to how you maintain it and hide it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You see?
Don't put me in the spotlight, man.
See, this is what you were talking about. Sometimes to stay quiet is the best. You just applied it right now. So, if you were to teach your younger self something about communication, what would it be?
Listen more.
Don't you listen already?
I listen,
But even more.
exercise it, Say less and listen more. Because sometimes I've fucked it up because I've talked too much. And the other thing also I wanted to bring, people hate the truth,
Yes.
Yes. People hate the truth.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own truth. You see?
Yes.
Have you seen sometimes some guys really, or I don't want to say guys, but mostly some people hang around because, okay, for example, I've got a friend and we hate you. I don't want to say with women, but again,
Obviously.
like, okay, let's conspire against this guy, but we're not friends.
Yeah. You just have a common enemy.
We have a common enemy.
That's all.
You see? For example, they'll be like, okay, look, this guy is successful, this guy is doing this guy did this, let's hate on him.
Yeah.
These guys have a podcast. Let's not like it.
That's what we have.
You see? Let's hide there. And what do you call this? Let's mute their stories and,
Yeah.
Which is normal, bro.
It's fine. It's expected.
If you don't get any hating, which means you're not doing it right.
Exactly.
You see? It has to touch someone to say, fuck this guy. Fuck
That's
this
where
guy.
you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I've made a difference.
You've made a difference, exactly.
But, okay, for me, look, I'm going to put all of these aside.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what? You don't really care about the other people's point of view when it comes to you. Sometimes you don't really care about anything. All that you care about is going back home, healthy family, and you're doing well in life.
Yeah.
So, to do well in life, it means you have to work well. To work well, it means you should have a skill. And almost every job requires a skill of communication.
Yeah.
Bro, I think I told you about the story. The marketing guy who called me on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
your job is...
Bro, we've heard this story, bro, many times.
Watch it here. Click on the link. The guy's job is to talk.
Yeah.
And he did not even know how to talk. Okay? I mean, he lost me 5 seconds after I picked up the phone call.
And there's this thing also that are non-verbal.
And I'm going to bring it to another aspect. I'm sorry if I offend anyone saying this. Languages, bro. You can be the best speaker in the world, but what does that serve you and how does that help you if you don't speak another language? Look, I know my English is not perfect. It's far from being perfect, as a matter of fact. But at least I can deliver a message in that language. I can deliver it in Turkish language, and Arabic is mother language. So, okay, let me tell you a story. A lot of profs, a lot of doctors, a lot of scientists, they were in Syria. The
When?
only language... Come again?
When?
Before the war broke out in Syria.
There was a lot of scientists?
Yeah, a lot of
What are they
scientists.
doing there?
I mean, working. But under the previous regime. The war broke out 2010, let's say, and now they had to flee the country. They went to Europe, USA, or whatever. Most of them, they started working in petrol stations, and I'm not looking down at certain jobs, but let's say you're a professor in a certain university.
It happens a lot of
and
time
now you're
when you
working at a
migrate.
petrol station, a delivery service, and whatever, just because that knowledge you have, you could not deliver it in a different language. And I'm not speaking about, let's say, hard languages. I'm speaking about English. English is it should be basic knowledge, honestly. They did not even know English. to work in certain universities, to start teaching, just like how they were doing it back in Syria. And I'm like, language is also a communication skill. Yeah, I mean, you have to have a second language, if not third or fourth. Forget about third or fourth. Just learn a second language. So
And
how many languages do you speak?
4 or 5.
See?
You know, it's not easy, bro. It's not for.
But you have to.
See, it's not easy.
Look.
Now, yes, bro, because how can I say? It's not. Did they think there was gonna be a war? No. You see?
Regardless, bro.
Who taught you English?
English, music and anime.
You didn't go to school?
I mean,
English? Like when you were young, were you able to speak English in?
I swear to God, I knew better English than the teacher himself. I was telling the teacher, like, bro, you're mispronouncing this word, and this is wrong, and this is right. You see? That's the kind of English teacher they were giving us. That's number one. Number two, for example, now...
It's not taken seriously, English.
No.
It's
Not
like
at
a
all.
class to just go and waste time.
Just like sport. There is sport class, but there is no sport teacher. So what they do, they just tell you, okay, go outside. They throw you a ball. They tell you how to go play. That's how shitty the system was, and it still is, I believe. For example, my son Sami, if he speaks Arabic, English, obviously, Russian, and if we throw like a fourth language in there, I'm genuinely considering there is no need for school anymore. Be homeschooled.
But bro, now with AI, I saw one guy who has he designed earphones that translate immediately on the spot. You know.
Yes.
Do you think there's still a need to learn all these languages?
Look, for example, I read this article. I'll try my best to target a person who knows many languages. They're less likely to have Alzheimer. So that's kind of associated.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah. So, I mean, some knowledge does really help you. What if the battery of that thing just broke on you?
No, bro. If you are going for meetings or if you are...
You should be prepared.
You should be prepared every time.
Just like
and
a couple times we kept thinking that we were prepared for the podcast, and apparently we were not prepared.
You see? Yeah, languages also contributes fact. But going back again to what we were talking about, do you believe this is true?
What is it?
This kind of communication is like message, but women, what did I say? Just a second, let me think of it. I want to put it in.
You're trying not to be offensive?
No, not offensive. Men like what they see. This is why women put makeup and and try and look good and maybe do up, their bodies.
Yeah.
But women like to listen to what we say. This is why you find...
I disagree.
Wait, I haven't finished.
They don't listen, bro. They just don't listen.
They listen. You see, this is why they are lied to sometimes.
Selective.
Yeah, selective. That's why you see a lot of guys, they like talk, they are good with their mouth, they are good with their, pick up lines. This is what women, let me say, they like to listen to what they want to hear.
Yes, in
You
that
see?
aspect. But good luck. Good luck delivering what they want to hear.
There are guys out there who really know it.
Yeah. Some chosen...
That's a skill. That's a skill, bro. You see the guy... Okay, now in the world that we're living in, sorry to say, money comes first if you're a guy.
Amen. So, I don't know how I'm going to manage to balance this. I don't know how I'm going to manage to teach Sammy this. I want him to be the kind of a person who gives it to everyone. At the same time, I want him to be the kind of person who would just prioritize his peace over anything. I don't know how to do that. Because I think it's either this or that. Or he's going to be the kind of person who gives it to everyone and just leaves. Doesn't even wait for their response. That's how you do it, actually.
All I can say, okay, I always say this quote. What's the quote?
Wait. Once you told me it.
Don't listen to reply.
Listen to
Listen
understand.
to understand.
Amen.
I leave you with this quote.
It is deep. It's so deep it hurts.